Hi, guys. Okay, I'm going to start our new book. It's the fourth book in the Magic Tree House book series by Mary Pope Osborne, and it's Pirates Past Noon. All right, so I'm going to read the first two chapters. Pirates Past Noon. All right. So, Chapter 1. Too late. Jack stared out his bedroom window. The rain kept falling and falling. The TV said it would stop by noon, said Annie, his 7-year-old sister. It's already past noon, said Jack. But we have to go to the tree house, said Annie. I have a feeling the M person will be there today. Jack pushed his glasses into place and took a deep breath. He wasn't sure he was ready to meet the M person yet. The mysterious person had put all the books in the magic tree house. Come on, said Annie. Jack sighed. Okay, he said. You get our raincoats and boots, and I'll get the medallion and bookmark. Annie ran to get their rain gear. Jack reached into his drawer. He took out the medallion. It was gold. The letter M was engraved on it. Then he took out the bookmark. It was made of blue leather. It had the same M on it. Both M's matched the M that was on the floor of the treehouse. Jack put the medallion and bookmark into his backpack. Then he threw in his notebook and pencil. Jack liked to take notes about important things. I don't think I showed you this picture long enough. So they're looking out the window of their house and it's raining. I'm reading this book to you on a Wednesday when it was raining really hard when we were at school and we weren't able to go outside. I got our rain stuff, called Annie. Jack picked up his pack and went downstairs. Annie was waiting by the back door. She was putting on her boots. Meet you outside, she said. Jack pulled on his raincoat and boots. Then he put on his backpack and joined her. The wind was blowing hard. Ready, set, go, shouted Annie. They kept their heads down and charged into the rainy wind. Soon they were in the Frog Creek woods. Tree branches swayed, flinging rainwater everywhere. Yuck, said Annie. They splashed through puddles until they came to the tallest oak tree in the woods. They looked up. Tucked between two branches was the treehouse. It looked dark and lonely against the stormy sky. Hanging from the treehouse was a rope ladder. It was blowing in the wind. Jack thought of all the books up there. He hoped they weren't getting wet. The M person's been here, said Annie. Jack caught his breath. How can you tell? He said. I can feel it, she whispered. She grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack followed. Inside the treehouse it was chilly and damp, but the books were dry. They were all neatly stacked along the wall, just the way they had been the day before. Annie picked up a castle book on top of the one stack. It had taken them to the time of the castles. Remember the knight, she said. Jack nodded. He would never forget the knight who had helped them. Annie put down the castle book. She picked up the next book on the stack. It was the dinosaur book that had taken them to the time of the dinosaurs. Remember, she said. Jack nodded. He'd never forget the pteranodon who had saved him from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Then Annie held up a book about ancient Egypt. Meow, she said. Jack smiled. The Egypt book had taken them to the time of the pyramids. A black cat had come to the rescue there. And here's the book about home, Annie said. She held up the book about a picture of their hometown in it, Frog Creek, Pennsylvania. Jack smiled again. The Pennsylvania book had brought them back home at the end of each of their adventures. Jack sighed. Okay. He still had two main questions. Who was the M person who had put all the books here? And did the knight, the pteranodon, and the cat all know the M person? Finally, Jack reached into his backpack. He took out the gold medallion and the leather bookmark. He placed them on the floor, right over the spot where the M glowed faintly in the wood. Rain blew into the treehouse. Brr, said Annie. It's not very cozy today. Jack agreed with her. It was too wet and cold. Look, Annie pointed to an open book lying in the corner. I don't remember a book being open. Me neither, said Jack. Annie picked up the book. She stared at the picture on the page. Wow, this place looks good. She showed the picture to Jack. He saw a sunny beach, a big green parrot sitting in a palm tree, and a ship sailing on a blue sea. Another gust of rainy wind blew into the treehouse. Annie pointed to the picture. "I wish we were there instead of here," she said. "Yeah," said Jack, "but where is there?" "Too late," came a squawk. So Annie's got the book in her hand, and out the window they see a parrot. You see that is the M on the treehouse, and they put the bookmark in the medallion. Jack and Annie turned quickly. Sitting on a branch outside the window ledge of the treehouse was a green parrot, exactly like the parrot in the picture. "Too late," the parrot squawked again. "A talking parrot," said Annie. "Is your name Polly? Can I call you Polly?" Suddenly the wind started to whistle. "Oh no, we're in big trouble," said Jack. The wind blew harder. The leaves shook. The tree house started to spin. Faster and faster. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Jack opened his eyes. "Too late," squawked Polly. Chapter 2. The Bright Blue Sea. Jack felt hot sunlight streaming into the treehouse. He smelled salt water. He heard the sound of waves. He and Annie looked out the window. The treehouse was in a palm tree. Beyond was a bright blue sea. A tall sailing ship was on the horizon. It was just like the picture in the book. "Too late," squawked Polly. "Look," said Annie. Polly was flying in circles above the treehouse. Then she swooped down to the ocean. "Come on, let's follow her. Let's go in the water," said Annie. She took off her raincoat and dropped it on the floor. "Wait, we have to study the book first," said Jack. He started to reach for the book, but Annie grabbed it. "We can read it on the beach," she said. Without even looking at the cover, she shoved the book into Jack's backpack. He sighed. Actually, the water did look wonderful. "Okay," said Jack. He took off his raincoat, too. "Come on." Annie handed Jack his backpack, then started down the ladder. Jack folded the raincoat and put it next to the stack of books. He put on his backpack, then he went down the ladder. As soon as Annie hit the sand, she ran toward the ocean. Jack watched her wade into the water. She was still wearing her rain boots. "Your boots, Annie," called Jack. She shrugged. "They'll dry out," she said. Jack took off his boots and socks. He put them beside his pack. Then he rolled up his jeans and ran across the hot sand into the waves. The water was warm and clear. Jack could see shells and tiny fishes. He shielded his eyes against the sun and peered out at the sea. The tall sailing ship seemed a bit closer. "Where's Polly?" said Annie. Jack glanced around. No sign of Polly. Not in the palm trees. Not on the sunlit sand. Not over the bright blue sea. See the ship in the background? Sorry, guys. When Jack looked out at the sea again, the ship seemed even closer. Now Jack could see its flag. As he stared at the ship's flag, a chill went through him. The flag was black, with a skull and crossbones. "Oh, man," he breathed. He started out of the water. "What's wrong?" said Annie. She splashed after him. Jack ran to his backpack. Annie followed. He grabbed the book from his backpack. He looked at the cover. For the first time, he and Annie read the title of the books. "Yikes," said Annie. "Pirates of the Caribbean," Jack read aloud. Okay, that was the first 2 chapters. The next chapter is 3 Men in a Boat. So the next time I read, we'll find out if there's pirates. Okay, bye guys.